So, what the world wants to know, can you make pizza from a blender? Yes, I got a Ninja blender. That's the dough hook. And look how it compares with the blender blades. I called that a dough hook. That's a dough blade, just
Right.
plastic. I'm going to start with 6 ounces of water. This is my go-to recipe. 6 ounces of water going in. I'm going to add half half teaspoon of instant dry yeast. And I know people say salt kills yeast or whatever. Don't worry about it. It's just such small quantities. Nothing to worry about. In goes a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to add a teaspoon of sugar. And then we're going to get 10 ounces of oxidant flour from Ardent Mills. This flour is incredible. I love it, love it, love it. I'm going to put in a little vegetable oil. Don't at me. Kenji used Crisco shortening. And then when I put it in there, it's going to go in the blender and we're going to pulse. Yeah, that bad boy gets loud. So you're just looking for that dough to come together. It's not going to be the traditional knead like it would be in a stand mixer or on the counter. You also want to make sure you don't burn up your motor with this. There we go. I think I'm done now. And with this dough, I'm going to get some nonstick spray, put it in my bowl so that it's easy to get out when I'm ready to make my pizza.
Now, I'm just gonna.
Now I'm going to
out
do
and
2
knead it
batches of this
right
dough,
from here.
and the second one I use a teaspoon of lard. Everything's the same except I switch out the teaspoon of vegetable oil for lard. And here I'm just going to keep folding it over, trying to get a tight ball, not really doing, a traditional knead. I just want to get some surface tension and on that, create a ball. And then when it gets into that ball shape and there's, significant or, appropriate surface tension on that ball, we're going to seal up the bottom. Just close everything up. We're going to put it in there and it's going to rest on the counter. I'm doing a direct dough, so I'm going to come back in 3 hours.
Okay, so I made the dough in the Ninja earlier, and this is made it like 3 hours ago, so this is sort of a direct dough. This is my oxidant flour. I'm just going to let gravity help it out, retain that structure. Now, one of the things I learned from watching somebody in Brooklyn, I think Giovanni, is that he goes all the way out on the crust, on the edge of the dough. Normally, what you'll see is that, especially if you're trying to make Neapolitan pizza, they keep that cornicione in place, but Giovanni doesn't. I thought that was interesting because whenever you make your dough, it always ends up getting flat on the edge anyway, so it just kind of seemed a little weird. Now this is a 60% hydration. This is my oxidant flour, and just look how easy it's just opening up. I could never do this before. If you watch some of my earlier videos, here's a little trick I learned when I was at Frank Pepe's in New Haven. just fold the dough over. And then just put it right on there. And this is gonna be a little too big for my pizza peel, which is why I'm putting it on a screen. This is a mix of Aldi Happy Harvest crushed tomatoes, and Stanislaus Super Heavy Tomato Puree, a little bit of water to cut down that puree a little bit, because it's almost like a tomato paste. Try to get that to the edge. I think I'll go ahead and just got just a little bit in there. I'll use it all up. Alright, so that's not seasoned at all. Gonna add a little fine sea salt. And my favorite, oregano. I love oregano. I go crazy with oregano. And here is a blend of provolone and mozzarella. I got this at my favorite Amish bulk food store. Got about a pound of mozzarella, a pound of provolone. Just ran it through my food processor. It gets a little finer than I like, but it's a lot quicker than doing it by hand. So here we go. We'll get ready to put it in a 550 degree oven that's been heating up. How's that on the carriage look?
You love it.
This bad boy looks good. Little flops. You already saw the undercarriage. That's how pizza's done. That was very good. A little too much salt on the sauce. You know, when you sprinkle that salt around, you really don't control how much it goes. Maybe I should have used kosher, I don't know, but this is really good. Call it cheese pull. And my grandma Abundanola says, mind you, Bobby, mind you. Ciao.